Also following some major developments from the Department of Justice in what appears to be an investigation into Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The New York Times reporting the Department of Justice has issued a subpoena for records connected to the DA. And good day's Lindsay Tuman joining us live this morning on those developments. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to you, Caitlin. Yeah, this is certainly a story that we've been following for quite some time, starting last December when the district attorney was initially taken off this court case by a lower court. And then last week, of course, we saw the Georgia Supreme Court declining her appeal to stay on the case. Now the Department of Justice seems to be getting involved, and even the president weighing in on all of this.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis could be facing more questions. According to the New York Times, the Department of Justice has issued a subpoena for records connected to DA Willis. The grand jury subpoena is requesting travel records of when they believe Willis was abroad last fall. Willis at the time was prosecuting President Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants in the 2020 election RICO case. In December of last year, a lower case barred her from the case due to a romantic relationship with then Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. And just last week, the Georgia Supreme Court declined to hear her appeal to stay on the case. President Trump made it clear how he felt about her removal from the case.
What Fani Willis did to innocent people, patriots that love our country, by indicting them, destroying them, she should be put in jail.
It's not clear if this means Willis is the target of an inquiry or if she could face charges. But President Trump posted on Truth Social, calling Willis and others who prosecuted him, quote, criminals who will hopefully pay serious consequences for their illegal actions.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats.
Well, the prosecuting attorney's council of Georgia has not yet picked a replacement for that election interference case. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. And in terms of this Department of Justice latest update, we have reached out to the district attorney's office for comment, as well as her spokesperson. As soon as we hear back, we'll keep you updated. But for now, that's the very latest. Reporting live from Midtown, I'm Lindsay Tuman for Good Day Atlanta.
Certainly a developing story. Thanks, Lindsay. And the subpoena coming days after President Trump appealed to Attorney General Pam Bondi on social media, asking her to charge former FBI Director James Comey and other perceived foes. Earlier this week, the Justice Department indicted him, accusing him of lying to Congress, along with obstruction. This is all related to Comey's testimony before Congress back in 2020 about the investigation into ties between Russia and President Trump's 2016 campaign. Comey shared a video on Instagram saying he's innocent. And we're going to have more on this in the next half hour. The man accused of killing 8-year-old Secoriea Turner is going to be spending the rest of his life behind bars. Yesterday, a Fulton County jury found 25-year-old Julian Conley guilty in the majority of the charges against him, including murder. Turner was shot and killed back in 2020 as activists took over an Atlanta street outside a Wendy's restaurant, responding to the police killing of Ray Shard Brooks. On the steps of the courthouse, the little girl's mom told our cameras she's thankful.
Justice was served, and I appreciate all they have done to get to the bottom of it and the truth.
Turner's family has sued the city of Atlanta, along with former Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, for tens of millions of dollars, claiming police abandoned that area they were in. That litigation is still pending. As for this case, the defense, they say, plan to appeal.
It's a nice area. It's a pretty good area. You never know what could happen. It's pretty generally safe around here, you would think, but yesterday it wasn't.
A man is behind bars accused of killing his own father. It happened yesterday morning here at the Rosemont apartment homes in Roswell. Police say Tristan Donnell got into a heated fight with his dad, Gary Clark, before that dispute boiled over and bullets started flying.
Any act of violence is something that we would never want to see, but particularly within the same family unit, it is a tragic situation.
Donnell is behind bars in Fulton County's jail, charged with murder, along with gun offenses. To Cobb County now, where a man has been charged in connection to a deadly stabbing at a motel, the same place where an infant was shot to death earlier this week. Frank Moore is accused of stabbing 2 women here at the inn off of Circle 75 Parkway. Matrian Hawkins died from her injuries at the hospital, while a 19-year-old, Janiyah Jenkins, had a serious cut to her hand. Authorities say Moore knew both of the victims.
I'm happy it wasn't me. I don't know how to feel anymore. Like, this place is disgusting. I'm disgusted.
Moore faces multiple charges, including felony murder and aggravated assault. Now, police say they've received 72 calls to this motel since September of last year. We're told a plan is in place for the chief and other key leaders to meet with property managers to try to develop a plan to keep the community safe. And police add these 2 crimes are not connected. In DeKalb County, a group home maintenance worker is accused of attacking 2 sisters with severe developmental disabilities. Osibisa Hall was arrested this week, charged with 2 counts of rape. According to Hall's arrest warrants, he maintains the home, occasionally stays there as well. The warrants indicate that both victims, who were sisters, told investigators Hall came into their rooms and assaulted them. Officials say the doctor treating those victims noted in a recent evaluation that their mental capacity and global functioning were that of a 10-year-old. At last check, Hall is in the DeKalb County Jail. The president of a Northeast Georgia Baptist college has been fired after he was accused of ignoring sexual abuse claims against a former administrator. The Board of Trustees at Truett McConnell University issuing a statement yesterday saying it officially parted ways with Dr. Amir Kaner, an attorney for a former student, claiming a school administrator assaulted her during Bible study, and she claims the university knew all about it. University leaders say they take all abuse claims seriously. Acting president will now serve as the interim as the board begins the search for finding a permanent replacement. This morning, Fox 5 is teaming up with the American Heart Association organization once again for the Heart Walk at Atlantic Station. Hey, Buck, look at him. Hey, Tyler, all our friends there. Deidre, Jonathan, Eric. Yes, roll call. Here we go. Already there. The walk is set to kick off at 7:45. It's so good to see them. The annual event aims to bring together communities to raise money and awareness for heart health. Last year, more than $2 million was raised for this.